Good morning. My name is Mark Roper, and I'm a teacher at Corvalis Middle School. My wife and I, Jasmin Salas, have put together this slide presentation for you about finding the path to your future, what middle school students should know about college and career readiness. If we were in a room together, we would have you find someone in the room that you do not know, and we'd ask you to have a short conversation with them in which you do the following. First, we'd ask you to introduce yourself and then describe something that you enjoy doing in your spare time, and then explain something that you would like to do in the future. However, I imagine that you are watching this at home, and so we're going to go ahead and move on with the presentation. Before you begin trying to make decisions about your future college and career experiences, you need to understand the requirements for high school graduation. That comes first, after all. In the state of California, most high schools require you to earn 220 credits for your graduation. 5 credits are earned for each semester class that you pass with a grade of D or higher. Since you're in a middle school program right now, you're used to getting A's, B's, C's, D's, or maybe F's in your classes. When you get to high school, your classes will go for 1 semester each. Some classes, like language arts or math or science or social studies, will often be year-long classes, but they will be broken up into semester 1 and semester 2. At the end of each semester, you are given 5 credits for each class that you pass with a grade of D or higher. If you earn an F in a class, you do not get the credits for that class. You get 0 credits. So each course lasts for 2 semesters. So you will earn 10 credits for each course that you pass with a grade of D or higher in a year's worth of school time. Most high school students take 6 classes over the course of a year, so they will earn 60 credits each year. So if you do the simple math on that, 4 years of high school times 60 credits per year equals 240 graduation credits. That's 20 more credits than you actually need in order to graduate. High schools do this so students can have about a 20 credit buffer in case they happen to fail a class or 2 somewhere along the way. California also requires a minimum grade point average, or GPA, of 2.0. You might be familiar with this already, but if you're not, then for each course you take, points are assigned for the grade that you earn. At the end of a semester, a grade of A is worth 4 points, a B is worth 3 points, a C is worth 2 points, and a D is worth 1 point. Your GPA can be calculated by adding the total number of points earned and then dividing that sum by the number of courses you're taking. So for instance, if your semester report card looks something like this, you get a B in your first period language arts class, that's worth 3 points. An A in your second period PE class is worth 4 points. A B in third period social studies, 3 points. A C in 4th period math, 2 points. An A in 5th period science and an A in 6th period band elective are worth 4 points each. So if you add all of these points, you get 18. 18 points divided by 6 classes is a 3.0 GPA. That is a very fine place to be, and as long as you graduate with a 2.0 grade point average, you're in business. Don't drop that GPA. In order to be eligible for four-year colleges and universities in California, students must also meet what are called A through G requirements. This means that the category of classes that you take in high school are divided into categories. And they are labeled A through G. So A is any classes that are related to history. B is any classes that are related to English or language arts. Category C is for math classes. D is for laboratory sciences. E is for foreign language. F is for visual and performing arts. And G is for college prep electives. So to get into a California college or university, you are required to complete the A through G requirements. That means that in history, you need to take 2 full years of history-related content, 4 years of English language arts. For math, 3 years are required, but 4 years are recommended. For science, 2 years are required, 3 years are recommended. Foreign language, 2 years are required, 3 years are recommended. For visual and performing arts and college prep electives, 1 year of each is required. So where things are stated as being recommended, those are strongly recommended. In this competitive world, the more advantage you can give yourself to get into college or university and earn that acceptance that you so look for, those recommended classes will go a long way. Let me go back a moment and add that when you get into high school, you will have a high school counselor who will help you guide through all of this stuff. They're going to be in contact with you very frequently, and they're there to ensure that you're taking the classes that you need to. If at any time during your high school career you feel like you have questions about the courses you should be taking and your track toward college or university, contact your counselor immediately. They're there to help. Also, high school students should get involved in clubs and activities. Many local high schools offer involvement in clubs like AVID, band, fitness, books and literature, business, yearbooks, choir, CSF, dance, drama, drill team, environment, future leaders, mathletes, newspaper, PEP, foreign language, LGBTQ, Bible studies, pause, and many more. The more that a college or university sees that you are actively involved in positive clubs and activities on campus, the more likely they are to offer you that letter of acceptance. Most students also get involved in community service. Showing career and college readiness means being involved in helping others, and most high school students give their time to such community needs as tutoring younger students, volunteering in libraries, churches, schools, animal shelters, youth sports leagues, senior centers, and almost anywhere else that provides support for others in the community. Many colleges and universities are now requiring their incoming students to have a certain number of community service hours. High schools are helping their students to fulfill those community service hours needs. Again, this is something that your counselor can help direct you through. Your counselor can help you find that fit for you so that you're doing your community service in something that you actually enjoy. And it doesn't matter if you're unsure about what you want to do with your future. You're in middle school. You're going to change your mind probably dozens of times between now and the time you graduate from high school. But you should begin your high school experience, as I've been saying, by getting to know your guidance counselor as early as possible. Your guidance counselor will lead you through all of the graduation requirements, help you find clubs that might interest you, help you organize your community service, and work with you to discover your post-high school interests. There are different types of four-year public universities in California. When it comes to public universities, California's universities are divided into the UC system, which is the University of California, and the Cal State system, which is also known as the CSU. Any university that begins with the two letters UC are part of the University of California system. And those include places like UCLA, UC Berkeley, UC San Diego, UC Davis, UC Merced, UC Riverside, and UC Irvine. Any universities that begin with Cal State or have the name state in them are part of the Cal State University system, including Cal State Los Angeles, Cal State Long Beach, Cal State Dominguez Hills, San Diego State, San Francisco State, Cal State Monterey Bay, or Cal State San Marcos. These just name a few of each of our four-year public universities. There are also four-year private universities in California. Typically, these are somewhat more challenging to get into and often more expensive than public universities. The cost of public universities is offset by funding from the state, whereas private universities are also privately funded, meaning the money that is part of those universities comes largely from the tuition paid by its students and grants given to them by their former students, who are known as alumni. Some popular private universities in California that you may have heard of include USC, the University of Southern California, Stanford, Biola, Caltech, Occidental, Pepperdine, Loyola Marymount, or Chapman. Then, of course, there are literally hundreds and hundreds of out-of-state universities. Across the country, there are other universities that a person can attend based on their needs, their wishes, and what they plan to study. On the left, we've provided a handful of university names that you might be familiar with. Arizona State, the University of Washington, Oklahoma, Oregon State, Harvard, Yale, Princeton, and Brown. Of course, there are always two-year community colleges. Two-year community colleges allow their students to attend for a fraction of the cost of a university. And there are many, many two-year community colleges around us in the state of California. Right here in the Los Angeles area, there are several from which to choose, including Los Angeles City College, Rio Hondo, Long Beach City College, Cypress College, Pasadena City College, Glendale City College, Golden West College, and Fullerton College. Then there are also local trade schools, places where students can learn a valuable trade that will help them get to work a little bit more quickly than going through a traditional college track. If something very specific interests you, then a local trade school might be something more appropriate for you. Local trade schools include FITM, which is the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandise, American Career College, known mostly for nursing programs, the Film Connection Film School, Los Angeles Trade Tech College, Molten Metalworks, West Coast University, the Electrical Training Institute, and the Contractor State License School. Let's talk about FAFSA for a moment. FAFSA is the Federal Student Aid Program that is provided by the United States Department of Education. No matter what a student chooses to do, they need to also consider the cost of their education. FAFSA, which is the free application for federal student aid, can help. And high school students should begin looking into what FAFSA can offer well before their senior year. You can do that by going to FAFSA.com. High school counselors will also help you get through this too. If you're interested in finding out how much money you might be able to get in terms of a loan for your college tuition, you can actually start doing research on that now. You don't have to submit an official application yet, but you can start looking at how much money might be available to you. Again, you can do that at FAFSA.com. Your future is bright because there is something for everyone. We encourage you to explore your interests and discover your passion. And that will lead you on to the best choice for you when it comes to what you're going to do for your college and your career.